Samburu is bordered to the south by Laikipia County, to the west by Turkana County and Baringo County, and to the east by Marsabit and Isiolo County. The region, classified as Kenyan arid and semi-arid land, is prone to harsh weather conditions which render the mainly pastoralist population highly vulnerable to natural hazards, particularly drought. Within the past several decades in Kenya, drought have been occurring in closer recurring cycles, increasingly severe impacts on lives and livelihoods, especially for northern communities. This is especially true in Samburu County, where environmental degradation and improper resource management has not only led to livestock and income losses for many households, but to increased conflict among ethnic groups, namely the Samburu, Turkana, and Pokot, over limited resources. Samburu has one of the highest poverty rates in the country, at 73%, and many communities are dependent on food and humanitarian aid for survival. The largest town in Samburu, as well as the county administrative headquarters. 40,000 inhabitants dwell in this town. The Samburus are the main ethnic group, representing approximately 80% of the population, followed by the Turkana at 15%, and other tribes such as Rendile, Pokot, Kikuyu, and Somali at 5%. In the last few decades, thousands of people have migrated to Maralal from different areas of Kenya and Samburu County. Families from Samburu North and East, especially those who lost livestock during times of drought, migrated to Maralal for potential jobs and economic opportunities. Other ethnic groups throughout Kenya came to Maralal to start business ventures in a fast-growing town. In addition to ethnic clashes in 1990s, displacing many Turkana and Samburu communities, who were forced to move to Maralal seeking refuge. Approximately 80% of residents in Maralal earn their income through business and formal sector employment. There are a great number of people who, due to illiteracy and lack of skills, make their living through informal means.
Kwa majina naitwa John Mutua. Mimi ni mkataji wa kutengeneza makaa. Hii makaa inasaidia sisi watu wa kutoka huku Fort Kitui. Tunatengeneza makaa kwa sababu huku kwetu mvua inyeshi mzuri, si ati kwa vile tunakata miti. Yenyewe kutoka kitambo mvua ilikuwa inanyesha vibaya, na sisi huku hatujazoma.
On the outskirts of Maralal, people still primarily practice pastoralism, but are starting to invest in small-scale agriculture as a means of diversifying their livelihood. Street children have appeared in most urban centers throughout the world, especially in developing countries which are experiencing a rapid urbanization. One of the main organizations for street children in Nairobi, the Undugu Society of Kenya, defines a street child as any child of school age who is out of school and lacks basic care, such as shelter, food, clothing, health, security, and the love and protection offered by a parent or a guardian. is a common distinction among children which divides them in children of the street, those who work and live in the street full-time, having no contact with their family and children. And children of the street who go on the street during the day looking for food and money and go back home at night. The precise statistics about street children are difficult to have because there is no one fixed place where to find these street children. They keep moving from one place to another, both within the country and within the town. However, between 250,000 and 300,000 children are estimated to be living and working on the street of Kenya, with more than 60,000 only in Nairobi. The most recurrent among the pushing factors for children in the street is poverty, a difficult and familiar situation and peer pressure. The root causes of poverty and unstable families can be different according to the area, but among the major factors we find the destruction of family, the loss of traditional community and urbanization. Street life is very tough and challenging towards the street children, who are usually exposed to drug abuse, heavy work, high chances of contracting diseases. They get harassment from older people in the streets and from the police, stigmatization from the community, among others. The consumption of glue by means of sniffing is very common among the street children of all ages. The reason as to why they find themselves sniffing glue is because it helps them forget they feel hungry and cold. It gives them the courage to eat anything they find in the garbage and makes them forget for a while about their miserable condition. The sniffing gives them courage to eat anything they find in the garbage and make them forget for a while about their miserable condition. It also gives a severe addiction that causes many problems during their rehabilitation.
First thing I want to say is that the main aim of the Kikora project is the rehabilitation of the street children living in Maraland, and also their reintegration in their family. So the Kikora Center is not a children's home where we keep the children until they're over 18, but is a temporary shelter, we call it like that. Meaning that we welcome the children in our center for a limited period of time, usually like 6 months or so. And in this time we help them going through the process of rehabilitation, of starting again a normal life. And in the same time we engage their families. Because at the end of the whole process, we want these children to go back to their homes. So first of all, we engage the children through some activities that we call street activities. For a period of 1 month or 2, we open our center to these children that are living in the street. We welcome them for breakfast, taking shower, having some activities and lunch, and then they go back. We do this for some times until we realized which are those children that are really determined to change and to live the life in the street. So when we get this group, only at that time we invite this group to join the center and to live with us for a while. And here is the real rehabilitation process begins. As I was saying, while we work with the children, we start engaging their families, parents or grandparents or any relative or guardian that they have in the area. We try to understand what was the reason that pushed the children away from home, and we try to see together how we can help these families to solve their problems so that we can prepare a good environment for the children to go back home. Once the reintegration is complete, we keep on following the children through after-school activities. So we have a big group of children that come every day after school, even if they're already reintegrated. In this way, we can continue following them up and see how is the situation at home. At the same time, we invite the parents to join one of the groups of income-generating activities so that they can work for supporting their children in a better way. What we stress a lot is that we don't want to give handouts or food to the family, but we want to enable them to work and earn their money through their own work in a way that they are the one who supported their own children. And for doing this, we initiated some projects and such like there is the artisan group in which we have parents producing some crafts. For example, one parent is making jewelry out of beads. Another one is making bags, crocheting. So we try to use their skills to produce some art craft that we will sell locally or also abroad. Other income generating project that we recently started, that we are actually about to start, is the chicken project, in which we involve the parents to rear chicken here at our center and then to sell the eggs and provide, like, and get some profit out of these sales. And soon we will also start a goat project for. Okay, so until 2017, we relied only on private donation. We did a lot of events to fundraise, especially in Italy. We had the support of two organizations. One is Avi Onlus from Montebelluna, that is the organization I asked support when I was starting at the very beginning. And then another small organization joined us, is called Karibu Onlus from SUCCEDE. So through these two organizations, we have been organizing a lot of different kind of events, raffle, dinners, and just through these small fundraising events, that is how we started, and we kept on going until 2017. Finally, after trying out many opportunities, we got like a funding from a foundation called Fondazione Zanetti from Treviso in Italy, that decided to fund most of our expenditure for 2 years. So from July 2017 it will go until June 2019. So now we are very happy of this achievement that will help us to continue implementing our project, while we are also continuing with the others fundraising efforts. Beside this, we now are trying to focus more and more on how to get most sustainable, self-sustainable. So we started some small projects. One of those is the opening of the Kikora Accessories and Cafe, which is a small shop and cafe that we opened in Maralal just in December 2017. And in this shop, we are selling those art crafts made by the parents we are working with, mainly the bags and the beaded jewelry. And to boost the shop, we started also the part of the cafe where we offer some snack and beverage that are a bit unusual in Maralal, like Italian cappuccino, muffins, pizza, things like that. And so far we are at the very beginning, so okay, we're not so known in town yet, but we can already see people showing their interest for this shop. And I have to say that it has been very also exciting to start this new part, and it takes a lot of new ideas that we can implement and try to, let's say, market our place, and all this is it's to push our step forward in the way of self-sustainability. Beside the shop, we have some other initiatives for trying to fundraise. One is called Chiquito Mundi, which is like a website, an e-commerce that started also recently in 2017, where it's possible to buy different products like t-shirt, paintings, notebooks, and the like, to support the Kikora project, among also other projects. So all these are having a common theme, like an artistic subject that has been offered in the case of Kikora from an artist called Franca Bragagnolo. And through the sale of these products online, we can get a donation for the project. And in the same platform, it's also possible to buy some of the art crafts that are done here in Maralal. So this is about some efforts that are done in Italy for fundraising. And then again in Maralal, we are also looking into other ideas to implement, hopefully this year, like farming. Like we would like to farm our own food that we can consume in the center, and also maybe sell to cover some other expenditure.
Okay, what are the challenges affecting Kikora right now?
Okay, this is a project that has many challenges actually. First of all is like sometimes we don't think that can be a challenge, but convincing the children to join Kikora, because as much as living in the street can be difficult and tough, but some of these children are living some situations that are more difficult than that. So the street for them represent like the safe side. So now convincing them to leave the street, to leave what they know, to leave their friends that they have there, and start putting their life on track is not always so easy. And that's why before inviting them in the center, we do like a 1 or 2 months activity every day to try to get closer to them and convince them to stay in the project. So this is the first challenge, let's say, that sometimes when you think of this kind of project from outside, you might not think of it. And what we usually experience is once the children enter in the center, they change very quickly. We can see their behavior changing in a couple of weeks already. But when the time of reintegration comes, things are always kind of difficult. And it's common that after a while that the reintegration is completed, the children stay home for a while, but then they start thinking of going back to town. And this is a problem we saw happening more than once, and we are trying right now to ask ourselves which kind of strategies can we use to get back these children to their home. So we try to engage them again in different ways. Even if they stop coming to the after-school activities, we invite them on the Saturdays to just play football in a way that they know we are still here for them, and we try to let them open up, and sometimes we are able to bring them back home in a long-lasting way, let's say. But this is still like a big challenge, and so we are every day trying to find out new strategies that allow us to make this reintegration more successful. And the third challenge we face, that is on the work with the families. First of all, when we engage the family, in most of the cases they expect to receive like free food or to receive handouts, or they expect us to give them something. And when we explain that in reality we expect them to work in order to be able to support their families, and we want just to be that bridge that allow them to find an opportunity to work, it's not always so easy for them to accept this. So we spend a lot of time to make parents understand this point, and to get them to cooperate with us towards like the common goal that should be giving their children a better future, but it's not always so immediate.